I haven't put the intro. How's it hanging, YouTube? Yeah, we're live.
Oh, we're live right now. Oh, wow.
We're live right now. Yeah, I didn't.
It's never too late.
Shit, there's 5 people watching as well, and we just hit the button without pressing the intro or any. That's because Efrain. Yeah, that's because James is running late, and Efrain we've been having a bit of a laugh with.
I wasn't late. I'm wheeling and dealing at the moment, and I have a customer not arrived yet. So I'll customer for 2 minutes.
Okay, so ladies and gents, this is our usual show where we've got no script, we've got no slides. I asked people to send in questions earlier in the week, so we've got a few questions to go through, a few bits and bobs to just chat and chill about. We'll probably only be on for half an hour or an hour or so, yeah. Who knows. But the first thing, Efrain, we're going to talk to you in a little bit about your latest mushy pea extravaganza. Mr. Keegan. Yes. We can't help but notice that one. I can see. I think your underwear behind you, but no. you've changed your setup here. What's occurring? What's the crack?
Shit, it is underwear.
It is. It's your mighty weights.
Yeah. So I got a new desk. So this is a work in progress. Excuse the mess. There's a ladder and stuff. So I'm gonna have like nice posters going down here, and I'll have like a nice display here. So it's a work in progress. But I'm getting all cool lights and stuff. But I have a desk. I have to get an arm thing for the mic as well.
I was thinking of getting an arm thing for my mic too.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if you are getting an arm thing, I want an arm thing as well.
On top of a box here, so like, yeah. So excuse the mess. It is higher up.
Everybody show my mics. We'll show my mics.
You can see the top of my wardrobe there.
Just see your forehead, James. It's massive.
It's nice because you can see this shit here. Like, there's my this. So here was where I used to sit, and see my Last of Us poster there.
Yeah. It's funny because it's kind of making us realise just how young you are, because it literally looks like I'm looking into my son's bedroom.
I mean, fucking look behind you, Peter, and tell me that again.
These are all high-end collectibles. I'm not looking at you're not looking behind me and seeing me bloody Y fronts and me socks. Do you know what I mean?
Behind you, and you're saying I'm a kid. Yeah, okay.
Let's just see who we've got in the chat. We have got Fuzzy of the Dunlop, present and correct, gentlemen. Greetings, nice to see you, my friend. We've got Wayne. Always good to see you, Wayne. Wayne's just put out a video of toy hunting at Forbidden Planet, so please go check that out. We've got good old Dr. Von Hoot. Always nice to see you. And we've got Jason again. Always a pleasure, my friend. And we've got Sean. Nice to see you, Sean. Fuzzy, I wish I could get away with putting posters up still. Yeah. Dirty posters, Fuzzy. I know what you're like. You'll have been putting things like who were the Sam thingy? Who was the old page 3? I'm rambling. Who were the old page 3 model? Sam thingy?
I don't know. I don't engage with that smut.
Someone alone in the chat.
Who was he? He's mentioned multiple times lately that he had a poster of.
I can't remember.
Somebody's mentioned it a couple of times in videos that like I had a poster.
See, Wayne's on the same wavelength as me. Sam Fox. Yeah.
Don't know them.
Yeah, everybody's jumping. See, you can identify now in the chat all the dirty buggers because they're all jumping straight in here.
You're talking about Samantha Fox, right?
Samantha Fox, yeah. Did you get Sam Fox over in the States, Efrain?
Oh yeah, I had a poster of her. I used to have posters of Farrah Fawcett on my wall. Yeah, the typical teenager. Yeah, Sam Fox. I remember her. Yeah, hot. Yeah. She was a singer, right? Too.
Yeah. Kind of. Yeah.
I had Ruth Bader Ginsburg and. Amelia Earhart and all those.
Yeah, I'm sure. Maggie Thatcher, I would imagine. Yeah, we've got Ed Vic in the house. Nice to see you. And we've got Gigi. Nice to see you. Hi. While since we've seen you, always looking forward to seeing you, my friend. This is the drama I was looking for today. Yeah, absolutely. Where's the hanging knickers? Oh, there's James's dad. Hello, James's dad.
James, do your chores. Get off YouTube.
Technical difficulties, guys. Sorry. Before I used to just slam the door shut, like whenever they tried to come in, but now it's like.
I love the fact that we're taking a mick about you being in like a kid's bedroom. You're like, no, I'm not. I'm a grown man, and then your dad comes in and tells you off. James, your tea's ready.
He's actually saying, "Where is this chap to buy your toy?" And I'm like, "He's not here yet." Took the wrong. I don't know if he might be dead. He's not here yet.
Dad, I'm busy. Leave me alone. Gosh.
Right. This is something I have to show you. So, Louis is saying, what's with the dodgy mouse pad in your most recent video? This is our home PC, so my son uses this computer as well. And my daughter bought him this mouse pad for Christmas last year.
Gosh.
It's
Who bought it?
me daughter Jessica bought it for Thomas.
Oh, that's funny.
It's like squashy.
That's my style of humor.
Yeah.
He's not just
Yeah.
using that for from the mouse.
Yeah, I'll mail it to you.
If I were to take a guess now,
And we've got Dead Man in the chat. Nice to see you, Dead Man. Linda Lusari. Yeah. We've got MJ Comics. Nice to see you. I'm going to be interviewing MJ Comics on Wednesday at 9 o'clock. 8 o'clock? 9 o'clock. So please make sure you check that out as we kind of revive our This Is My series. I've got some incredible guests coming on that. Lots of people have messaged us who I wasn't expecting, so we're looking forward to that.
Nice.
We've got Wild Things, Jennifer Love Hewitt. That's who.
yes, Jennifer Love Hewitt.
This stream's taken a smutty turn very quickly, hasn't it? Very quickly.
The clean guys. Kids
Yeah,
watch
I
this
used
show.
to hand my penthouse middle page. Oh,
Did you ever buy a nudie mag? Let's just start with the conversation. I bought one once ever on holidays, and I was terrified to go up and do it. I've never set foot in a sex shop because I'm too embarrassed. I couldn't walk into it. Like,
let's. So, welcome to everybody else in the chat. Let's pick this up as a topic.
Okay.
So, your first experience, and again in the comments, please keep it clean, but please let us know your first experience in a dirty books. I presume you have dirty bookstores in America. Efrain's thinking back. It'll be in black and white, Efrain.
Drops, X-rated.
he's pretending. Do we? I'm not
Do we?
Sure.
I don't believe I've ever been in one of them. I remember me and my mates plucking up the courage to go in. I think it was called Sven Books in Newcastle or something like that. I blush at the mere sound of dirtiness, and it was the most uncomfortable experience of my entire life. And I remember my mate buying something and we're just being floored by how expensive it was, and then reading it on the bus on the way home. I say reading it, looking at the images. What about you, James? What about you, Mr. Keegan?
Well, I remember like Nuts and the Zoo magazine, the lads mags, where there was like gaming bar parts and like sports and stuff like that. I remember like on holidays they used to just be lying around like the hotel. Like I think people would read them and leave them places.
Yeah.
But like going in and buying a place, I was in Tenerife, and I was 16, so it was the first time I was there, and I was like legally able like to drink there because the drinking age and like the age of adulthood is lower there.
Yeah.
So I remember walking into a shop and buying a can of beer. And I think I did the typical thing where you put a couple of other things there, so it doesn't look like you're just walking in to buy the magazine. I picked up like a Playboy off of the top of the shelf. And I was just like heart pumping. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And he gave it to me. I was like, oh, okay. So, yeah.
Filth. I mean, we used to also have a newspaper, didn't we? I don't know if it's still a thing, the Daily Sport, which was basically just a newspaper of porn, boobies and things like
Do
that.
you remember just like page 3?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
go in, just newspapers.
The good old days. They
Newspapers
were-
on
they were the
the
days.
third page of a newspaper, there was just boobs.
Yeah.
Like, just
I mean, the Americans, they had comic books, Peanuts and things like that. We had Babalabas on display, didn't we? Efrain, what about yourself? I feel wrong even asking Efrain this question.
he's too innocent. I don't want to know.
I know.
So I used to live in, San Francisco is very liberal there. So, I mean, I used to buy Playboys when I was an adult on a regular basis. And I still have the Playboy with the Stan Lee interview one in it.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
I kept that one, and the other one's just thrown away, something like that. But
Interesting. I didn't realise Stanley had been in a Playboy.
yeah, they did an interview on him, about 10, 15 years ago, and I kept that magazine,
What a convenient excuse, Efrain, in case anity ever finds that in your house. Oh, it's a Stanley.
I read
Stan
the
Lee.
articles.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Stan Lee.
Now that I did read for the article, that's the reason I got it.
Well, I mean, you spent money on the thing. You have to get your money's worth, obviously. Like, yeah.
Wayne is saying he used to nick them on his paper round, okay? And we've all found a dodgy Razmag in the bush at one point in our lifetime, right? I mean, that's a really interesting point, because going back in the day, our woods, I don't know if it was just my misconception at the time, but our woods and forests seem to be littered with dirty magazines. You couldn't go into the woods without finding a porno mag.
Well, I don't go into bushes, to be honest.
Do you not?
So, no.
You don't like a good bush?
What
Yeah,
else did you find there? Any rubber substances around?
Yeah. I've got that on my list to
didn't
talk
you-
to,
didn't
Efrain.
you-
Yeah.
Okay,
You had a conversation about condoms.
Yeah, this
Sent us
was
a photo the other day.
the most bizarre conversation of my life. So the respect I have for Efrain, obviously, I went to Sunderland, which is not far from where I live in Newcastle, and I went with my daughter, my wife and my mother to see a play, and we went to McDonald's on the way home, and literally as we opened the door, there was a used condom on the floor, and I nearly stepped in it. In McDonald's, you dirty. So I put something on
Instagram.
Instagram. I think I said, at McDonald's you get a free Johnny with every Happy Meal. Right? Efrain immediately messaged us and said, Johnny, that's not a term I'm familiar with. Over here, we call them rubbers. I was like, Efrain, please, I don't want to talk to you about condom names. But it did make us think, what are the names? Because, I mean, I used to use the term blob. Have you heard of that one, Efrain? Blob?
Yeah.
No? Not heard of blob?
No.
What else do you call them in the States, then?
Just most of the time, the only slang that I used back in the day was just a rubber. You know,
Just a rubber.
Yeah, it's a rubber. I'm sure there are other names for it, but I just used rubber. That was it.
James in Australia. In Ireland? Do you have them, or do you just like hollow out a potato or something?
I mean, I've never physically seen one, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't use them. What's the point?
You've never had the opportunity, I would imagine.
No, exactly. We're going to make balloon animals? No. No, I think we say Johnny's. I think you just say Johnny or rubber. Like rubber, you'd say ironically, maybe. Like, like always wear rubber or whatever.
I mean, if you're just joining with, this is the level of tonight's show. We've spent the first, how long have we been going? First 10 minutes or so talking about porno magazines and now rubbers. So just going to quickly catch up with the chat. Fuzzy, no magazine can beat my imagination, I would imagine, yeah. Who's buying Penthouse comic at the moment? I remember they used to do Penthouse comics. I haven't read the current story.
Dirty comic books.
It's made by the Penthouse publishers, yeah. But weird. Back in the day, they were quite graphic. You saw everything.
Like, I know you have hentai and stuff like that kind of thing. Like, you can probably ask Simon about that, probably. But,
yeah, I'd rather not. I'm not asking Simon about hentai. Efrain, do you know what hentai is?
What's it called again? Hentai?
Hentai.
Is that the drawings on the arms, right? Or
he's so innocent.
He's so innocent. It's so sweet.
It's like, anime.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like,
I've heard of that. Yeah.
It's like dirty anime.
It's dirty anime, Efrain. Dirty.
Super dirty.
Don't
like
Google
octopus tentacles and all that.
Yeah, going places.
So I've heard.
Yeah.
And
Page 3, my mate's parents' allotment and my mate's nudie cards that he bought back from family. Yeah, that's a great point, Ed. Every time you went on holiday, it was like a sexual awakening because all the little newsstands and things like that sold. Why are you showing me your bed? What are you doing?
I'm just saying, what's the best angle I can go for?
I mean, when I'm talking about nudie cards and porn, James, I don't want to see your bed moving backwards and forwards.
Stormtrooper helmet.
This is where the magic happens. That's actually a cushion.
Okay.
Jesus. Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha.
Oh, nice. What do you do with that?
I sleep with it. I cuddle.
Peter's definitely a Reader's Wife fan. Yeah, absolutely. Sunday Sport. That's the one. Oh, holiday pens. Did you have these in the States, Efrain? The pens.
Oh, yes.
So it's a lady, and when you turn her upside down, her clothes drop off. Yeah. Look at the grin on his face. You've seen a few of those pens in your time,
Efrain. Memories, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We also have in like when you're on holidays, like in the Canaries or something, you'd have like these kind of covers for lighters that are like booby covers.
I'm sorry, James. I'm sorry. I've never seen this person before, I don't think, but we've been invited on We've been invited out.
I've never been dogging. If not, would you like to try it out at Newport? We have a great community. Friday nights at Landeg Fed.
Efrain, do you know what dogging is, Efrain?
No.
Efrain, dogging is where you turn up in your car and there's just random people in the car and you all just have fun together, I guess. When you come to London, we'll see what we can
try it out some night.
See
if it's your thing.
Yeah. It'll fill in an evening, won't it? It'll fill in an evening. Grey Man is in the woods of Newcastle are probably best avoided. Absolutely. Lou, oh God, to get the Big Mac sauce from somewhere.
And that just like that ruined.
Happy behind a happy end. And Hoff Hobbies, nice to see you, Hoff. Swingers in Newport for life. Come down. I think we've
triggered like the algorithm or something now. Like we're getting the dregs of society in here at the moment.
We've got a. Yeah. I thought they called them prophylactics.
It's a technical term, isn't it? Yeah.
John is seriously feeling ill. God, there's tons. We've set them off. Yeah, people are blob and slang for woman's time of the month. Rag. That's what we see. You're on the down.
Just no filter there. You just go on and say it.
Oh God! And Kenneth has joined. Nice to see you, Kenneth. Kenneth, I would run. I would escape now if you can. We're Von Hoot. Everyone's thinking of henna tattoos. Yeah.
Thank you, DVH.
Yeah. Guys, it's Monday night. I thought I could sit and watch this.
I just want to point out, Von Hoot, they are cleaned and folded actually. Because I'm going on holidays tomorrow, so that's the clothes I'm putting in my.
Yeah, God Almighty. Efrain learning about dogging. Whoa, what's going on? Efrain learning about dogging has made this stream. I used to read Dear Deirdre on my paper, and I used to have great. Don't know that one, mate.
I think she's like a sex guru. And people, like couples would write in like, "Oh, my husband's not doing this thing," or something like that. She give advice.
I gotta watch the beginning of this video after we're done and how exactly that we transfer over.
We've got, you know what though? We got 14 and more people since we started talking about this. So obviously it's working.
That's what people want. Comic nerds talking porn. That's what the public want. Don't forget Slazenger socks. Crunchy socks. Yeah. Okay, chaps. Jeez, gods, I don't know quite how we got onto that topic. Let's try and bring it back a little bit. Efrain, you've recently put out a little video. Tell me a little bit about that video, because there's a line in that video which made me literally wet myself.
So, Peter, was very kind to send me an AOK, and there's a lot of stuff that you send me. I've eaten most of the chocolate, but I was gonna eat the chocolate anyway. That's my favorite. But the canned food, I won't lie, I had hesitancies about eating it. It's like, oh my God, should I even try this? So screw it, I'm gonna do a quick video, and it's mushy peas, and I didn't know what to expect when I looked at the label. It said fish and chips. Like me, obviously I don't know the food over there, so I thought there was fish and chips in there also. At least fish.
So I sent him a can of Harry Ramsden's world famous fish and chips mushy peas.
You got the splash. You splashed out.
I splashed out. No expense spared. And Efrain thought there was fish and chips in the tin.
Yeah.
with the peas. Oh dear, Efrain. Oh dear. What did you actually think of it when you ate it?
It's a good side dish. I can eat it with a side dish. It had a little bit, peas, had a little bit of taste of beans to me in there, flavor of that, But, James asked me if I added stuff to it. He goes, no, I just ate it,
No, you have it with something. Just eat it cold.
I just wanted to try that,
It's like eating refried beans out of a tin, like it's...
No, he heated them up and stuff like that. But what you would normally have...
Oh, you heat them up? I thought you had them cold.
Oh, no.
No.
Watch the video.
He's not an animal, James. He doesn't eat them straight out the tin.
I had to binge The Rocketeer on the way home, so I didn't get a chance to watch it. So
I wasn't hesitant about eating it, though, to be honest with you, but I did it.
Well, your next experiment, Efrain, then. So I also sent Efrain a free Bentos mince pie. Now, this is going to be a challenge for you, Efrain. So basically, it's real. What you've got to do is you've got to use it. You've got a tin opener. It sounds so patronising. Do Americans have tin openers? Do you have a tin opener?
A what?
Can opener.
A can opener?
Yeah.
A can opener. Yeah. So you've got to open the top, and like a sheet of metal comes off the top.
Yeah.
And it'll look rank. It'll look awful. It's like a yellowy, gungy stuff. And then you pop that in the oven, and you've got to cook it, and it should puff up nicely. Okay.
Oh.
To be a puff pastry. Now, normally what happens with them is the bottom's quite soggy and gungy. But you should that'll be an interesting one for you.
So
I think you might like that one.
In the oven, you take off the top, and the whole can goes in the oven.
Yeah, you take off the lid, and it's a bit tricky, like I say, to get it off. You take off the lid, and then the full tin then goes in the oven, and you bake it.
I'm not being funny. I assumed you just ate that out of the can.
What, a free Bentos pie?
The pie thing, yeah.
But it's got raw pastry on the top.
I didn't know it was raw pastry. I've never had one because I'm not a fucking animal.
Have you eaten? You've never eaten it? Please tell us you've not eaten a raw free Bentos pie.
No.
Okay.
I don't eat pies out of cans. Out of tins.
What's the name of the container? The can again called?
It's Free Bentos. I think it's a mince pie I sent you.
Okay, I'll look for it. Yeah.
It's the circular tin. It's the big round circular tin.
It's not a mince pie in the like Christmas mince pie sense. It's like a beef.
Yeah, it's not sweet mince
pie.
I don't even know what a mince pie is. So
you never had a mince pie?
A mince pie. We're in London near enough to Christmas. We might find them around there. We get them in the shops. Try them. But those are like, that's like kind of like fruit kind of apricot.
So you're thinking of a sweet mince pie. Have you had a sweet mince pie?
Me, nah, I haven't had anything to do with.
So a sweet mince pie. It's lovely. It's like a sweet mince pie is like a short crust, sugary pastry, and inside it's got raisins and normally brandy and things like that. What I've sent you is a savoury mince pie.
Okay.
So it's. I'm trying to think what you guys would have. You had lasagna.
Yes.
So do you know the mince in that? That's what we call mince. The meat.
The meat.
Ground beef. You call it ground beef?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's ground beef in gravy with carrots and things like
But
that.
but beef gravy, not like gravy and biscuits gravy. It's like
So
Yeah.
is it
dark
something?
gravy.
What you guys are talking about reminds me a little bit of. It's a pie, you said, right?
It's called a pie. Yeah.
We have a thing called chicken pot pie. Have you guys ever heard of that?
Yes.
Yep,
it's
yep, very similar to that.
Exactly. It's exactly what it is.
Right.
But just
Cool.
with different filling. Yeah.
Fuzzy's saying the tunnocks and caramel wafer are Scottish delicacies. Yeah, I tried to send him stuff that represented different areas of the land, as it were. I sent you some. I've never had them before, Efrain. I don't know if you've eaten them yet. Some Welsh cakes, I think they were, or something. It was like a soft pastry kind of thing.
The first thing I went for, and I think you guys know what I was going to eat first, was the spotted dick. And it was pretty good. I liked it. You know, so it was good.
Did you have
I've
it?
never had spotted dick, actually.
Did you have it with custard or cream or something?
Yeah, I just ate it like that.
Oh, dry.
Yeah.
You like a dry? Oh no.
Dry dick and raw dogs.
You raw dogged the spotted dick. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Normally we would put cream or custard on that, Efrain, just to moisten it, just to get it moist.
So you put cream on a dick? Just want to
Yeah.
Creamy dick. Love a cream dick.
Can't beat a mouthful of creamy dick. Okay, so Efrain, did you watch the Harry Ramsden review I sent you? Dead Man Terry sent you a review of Harry
On
Ramsden.
Instagram, I'll look. No, I have not.
Grey Man is saying he can't be doing mushy peas.
Do you have marrow fat peas over there?
Yeah.
I think they're disgusting, but I like mushy pea, like when it's like fucking neon green. Like I think they're the nicest ones. Like
Grey Man's from London, so he'll have Piccadilly or some of that luminous shit all over his food.
that's what I like.
thought.
That's the one I like. I don't like marrow fat. I think marrow fat's just tasteless.
Have you guys?
Because you're supposed to put butter or something in it. Like
Have you guys ever had? If I'm pronouncing it right, haggis?
Yeah.
I have not. No.
Yeah. Haggis and neeps. So what we do? Haggis and nips, and what we have neeps and tatties. What we have in Scotland is have you heard of Robbie Burns?
No.
So Robbie Burns is a very famous Scottish poet, and that's the only time I have haggis. So in Scotland, obviously they eat it a lot. Fuzzy's still in the chat; he'll comment, I'm sure. But whenever there's a celebration of Robbie Burns once a year, I have Robbie Burns night or Burns night. And if you go to any kind of functions, particularly back when I was in the RAF, if you go to a Burns night, they read poetry, but they also serve you traditional haggis, neeps and tatties, which is basically turnip and potatoes. And it's a bit like black pudding. I don't know if you've had black pudding, Efrain, blood sausage. But
No.
once you can get out of your head what you're putting in your mouth, it's quite tasty.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
Peter, I have to bring you over that white pudding because
I don't like the idea of you flying a sausage over for us to
It's not a sausage. It's a ring of pudding, not a sausage. Not the same thing.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. But my sister always brings. She always brings pudding home with her. Like she's never gotten poisoned off it.
Fuzzy's got a good point here, and this is why I'm going to be interested in your recording when you eat the pie. He's 42 and he's never mastered cooking a free bentos. Fuzzy, I'm exactly the same. It's supposed to puff up to be nice puff pastry, crispy lid, and it's always kind of slimy underneath.
How much is a free bentos pie?
A couple of quid. They're not bad.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
not
was just
bad.
thinking, why wouldn't you just buy like one of the £2 ones in Tesco? That's like made fresh.
I know, but it's free bentos, man. It's like a rite of passage. I have my bentos with baked beans. Nice, classy. Grey Man, has he tried Marmite yet? Ooh, that's an interest. Have you had Marmite, Efrain?
No.
With
I don't know
Bovril.
what it is.
Yeast extract. That's what Marmite is. Yeast. Now, just think about how delicious that sounds.
Yeah.
Yeast can be many different things though. Peter. It's like when I was vegan, I had yeast, a nutritional yeast. It's like this flaky kind of. You use it as like a cheese almost substitute. It's got a nutty kind of flavor to it. Put that shit. I still put that shit on pasta because it's delicious. And that's like yeast. Like,
I mean, Marmite, Efrain. Have you had Marmite, James? You've had Marmite.
I've had Bodville. I don't think I've had Marmite. I've had I had something Twiglets or something like that's like a Marmite kind of thing, isn't it?
Marmite. Yeah. So Marmite, Efrain, I should have sent you some of that. It's like a little jar. When you open it, it's like tar. It's sticky as hell. You know, it really is hard to spread.
Hi guys.
But it's hi, nice to see you.
Nice to meet you too. I heard you talking about spotted dick.
Did you try the mushy piece?
No, she didn't try the mushy piece.
You didn't give her some mushy piece.
She wasn't around.
How was that work?
No, I could have left it in the refrigerator.
Nice to see you. So the Marmite's like a really thick, concentrated beef stock, but like super strong, super salty. Again, we'll get you to try some when you're over here.
With a bottle of beer next to me when I'm watch it down.
It's really a love it or hate it kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't mind it in small amounts, but grey man pie, mash, and jellied eels. Now I
never eat jelly eels. No,
I don't know if I would try jellied eels. Have you seen these before, Efrain?
I've eaten sea urchin before.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah. Well, these are literally. Do you know what an eel is? A long kind of eel. These are an eel coated in some kind of jelly. Grey man, let me know in the chat. Is the jelly flavored or is it just jelly?
I wouldn't eat that. Even if if you guys put it in front of me, I'm not going to eat it.
I have to say, I've never eaten a jellied eel. It would make great content, lads, if we're all eating a jellied eel down in London.
No, it wouldn't. I don't want to throw up on camera.
Yeah,
I have no interest in that, so I will skip that episode. I'll eat sauce instead.
Haggis, people are liking haggis. There's lots of haggis chat. Fuzzy, the P chat has lasted longer than he expected. Robbie Burns, yeah. Played Hagrid. Oh God, yeah, that's the fella. Puts hairs on your bollocks. That's haggis. I think he's talking about. Love haggis and a Scottish breakfast. Yeah, Scottish breakfast, nice. I love white pudding and black pudding.
White pudding is the shit, man. I love black pudding, but white
That's
pudding.
right. So you'll have heard the New Year's song for Old Lang Syne.
Yeah.
Efrain, yeah, that's who Robbie Burns wrote that.
Okay.
Yeah. Twiglets are yeasty, delicious. Hoff, I once had a lady's. Oh no. I need to read these before I put them up, don't I? Jellied eels are yummy. Oh. Wayne's saying it's just jelly. Oh Christ on a bike. Jelly is the juice from the eels as they're cooking. Fancy trying that?
Appealing, does it?
It doesn't sound tasty.
No.
Once Efrain has tried all this stuff, he's never going to speak to you two again. He's going to think you're trying to poison him. Yeah. I had a bag of jellied worms. They're nice. Oh, but jellied worms, sweet jellied worms are nice, yeah. And Grey Man is saying, I'm not eating them either, lol. I'll leave that to my dad. Yeah, I'm not sure I would go for a jellied eel. Okay, chaps. We've chatted on about stuff for a while there, some interesting topics. Is there anything you guys wanted to talk about? I've got a list of questions people have sent in and things, but which are all a little bit more serious than porn and jellied eels. Anything else you guys wanted to talk about or mention before we'll get into some of the questions?
I'm free as a bird, man. I would say hit us with those juicy questions.
Let's go.
We said this would be half an hour, and so far we've only talked about porn and jellied eels and
porn and jellied eels, but this is what the people want. Yeah. Okay, guys, we'll start off on a hard topic, all right? A challenging topic. So, Efrain, I believe over in the States today it is Memorial Day, which is obviously a day we give respect and praise to those who've sacrificed their lives for the greater good, as it were, it was. But one of the things we've had recently this week is we've had the announcement of the general election. So our political parties are gonna kind of go to war in a few weeks' time, and one of the parties has just totally unexpectedly, without much discussion, announced that he would like to bring back national service.
I heard that, yes.
Yeah, and someone's popped in the questions sent to us. What do we think about that idea? I think it's an interesting one. James, we'll start with you. What do you think?
Nah.
No, you're not a fan. Why not? Do you not think it's the making of young men?
I've got bone spurs, man. I can't. No, I just don't think you should have to like go and. I know, like you're not necessarily going to have to go and fight. Are you? It's more so like going to like a military training and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. That's the case.
No, I think so. There's not been a lot of detail about it. Lots of people don't like Rishi, which is rightfully so. I don't know.
Good luck getting the young vote with that though. Like,
but the young people don't vote. That's the thing.
I feel like a lot more young people will vote if it's about a thing that will impact them heavily, like that. You know, where it's like, yeah, you might have to go and do a thing. You know.
Yeah. See, I kind of think it's tactical. I think he's hoping that this will get the older vote, because you speak to
these young kids these days have no respect.
Oh, it'll be the making of them. It'll be the. I'm sorry, we're probably preempting Efrain. It'll be the making of these youngsters and things like that. That's what my mother said straight away. And my son Thomas was sat there saying, "What? So you want me to go to war?" kind of thing. Yeah, it's a strange one to just pull out straight away. Efrain, you don't have national service in America, do you?
No, not anymore. I think it's a different generation. People, I just feel from both countries, from people were more patriotic back then. It was like an honor almost to go to the military. I don't think they should make people do anything. If they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So I had a quick question about your government, though. I know the parties. This may be a dumb question, but after somebody's nominated, you guys vote for them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So all of the parties have we have local elections, which decide who has got seats in Parliament, and then we'll have national elections which decides who's in charge. Basically, each of the main political parties puts forward a representative, as it were, and then we'll have a national election where we all vote on who we want, and it all bases on who gets the most votes, obviously, but it's also kind of aligned to seats in the House as well. It gets very complicated. At this point in time, I would be very surprised if the current government gets back in, because it's very clear that they've not done a particularly good job for a very long time. And our parties are very similar to your parties, really, Efrain. You can, if you boil it really, really far down to kind of just looking at the very basics, you've got a party who wants the rich to keep rich. You've got a party who wants to try and level the playing field and make all people equal. And then you've got your other parties like, the Greenpeace Party and all that kind of stuff as well.
I don't talk about politics a lot, but the way in the United States, Republican and Democrat are the two big parties, and I just don't get how they can just be mortal enemies all the time. They hate each other almost.
Yeah.
I don't think it helps the country out at all.
It used to be like that, though. There was respect, I feel, back, because I love American politics. Love it. Yeah. I don't think I can name more than 2 Irish politicians. I can name 50 senators.
Wow, no more than me.
Yeah, and I love it, especially when during the Trump era, I was just following that really closely. So I love it.
If somebody wins presidency again, I'm thinking about. I've told you guys, I'm thinking about living in the country for about 4 years. Go somewhere else, man. But anyway.
Politics, I mean, I understand politics is really divisive, isn't it? It gets people very het up in times, and I got quite angry with my parents the last time we had the opportunity to elect a new leader, because I always vote Labour. That's because I'm in the NHS, and Labour's very NHS positive, whereas the Conservatives aren't. But we, probably much like yourself, Efrain, we're getting into a state where people don't actually look at the politics and the policies of the people. It's almost judged on a popularity contest. And, people will say, oh, this one I don't like, or that one I don't like. And it's like, well, actually, have you looked at what the organisation stands for, And that's what you've got with Trump in America, I guess, at the moment. People rally around Trump, not because of his policies, but because he's quite a polarising figure, It's just, it's very strange, strange. Yeah. I'm just going to quickly jump to the chat. Fuzzy's saying it's 10-year anniversary for Charlie Cox playing Daredevil.
What?
That's incredible. That's incredible.
That's right. We are going to be talking about comic books. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Dang.
I mean, that's amazing. Let's have a look. What else we've got? Louis saying the Tories can do whatever they want at this point. It's going to make zero impact with the red wave on the way. Absolutely, I really do hope so. Sunak is out in his ass soon. He can promise anything. Free moon cheese, free cheese on the NHS. Not free. No, we'll pay extra for that. To be fair, you can see any old bollocks at this point, and they know they're not going to be there in a couple of months. Yeah, absolutely. Rishi's cracking photo opportunities in Morrison's recently. The way he stood in front of the sign, he blocked out a few letters and it said moron. Very cool. And we've got Ed saying, yeah, they want it to be presidential elections so they don't have to actually deal with the real issues. All of them as bad as each other. And that's I don't know what that's like in America, Efrain, but that's kind of the general feel here, that I think the public have completely lost any kind of faith or trust in with political figures, because they're all, like you say, it's all one-upmanship and infighting. There doesn't seem to be a lot of integrity there anymore.
Yeah.
Is that what it feels like in the States?
Yeah, it does. I mean, they're just awful to each other. There's just it doesn't seem like they have any respect anymore for each other. That to me turns me off. But I am voting. I always vote. But it does turn me off how these people are just so awful to each other. Dang, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris, nice to see you, Chris. Chris, I mean, I would love to recommend that you go back and watch the start of the show later on.
It's X-rated.
But not in front of your children. Not in front of your children. But yeah, it gets a bit strange.
Oh, sorry, Peter. Really quick, Grayman had this question. I'm gonna bring it up.
Yeah.
That was an odd question from F. How does he think we did? What I thought is I knew you guys voted all the people into a government, into each party. But I thought the party members just chose.
Right.
That was it.
Yeah.
That's why I asked that question.
So you mean you vote for a party and the party picks someone after the party?
Yeah.
That's sort of how it works. We had a bullshit, right? So there's three main kind of political parties here, and they started, like, Sinn Féin is sort of the kind of the outlier, but that's very much the pro-people kind of one. And they were getting the most votes at the last election, and the other two basically joined up together to keep, like, and swapped who was president, like who was like the Taoiseach, like the TD, which is mad. Like, that's bizarre. Like that, like these people got the most votes and they didn't get in any power because the other two just joined forces. Like, it was fucking...
And it's interesting you're saying that, Efrain, because I can understand why you would think that. So the Conservative government that we've got at the moment, they were voted in however many years ago, but so they put forward a person. Say they put forward James for Prime Minister. That's who we, the people, have voted for. And in that time period of government, they've gone through all kinds of infighting inside the party. And so the leader has resigned. So James has resigned. And then internally, they voted who they wanted to be their Prime Minister. So we lose that right at that point. We have voted in the party as such. And it makes it really challenging because they've brought in, I mean, crikey, remind us in the chat, how long did whatchamacallit last? Was it a week, 2 weeks? They brought somebody in and she was Prime Minister for like 2 weeks before she crashed and burned and disappeared. I can't even remember her name. That's how good she was. Nice to see you, Jack. Hope you're well, bud. Hope you're well, dead man. Wouldn't surprise me if they have the lowest turnout ever. Going by the recent local elections, average was 22%.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's just awful. That's it. Liz Truss lasted 42 days as Prime Minister. I mean, that's nothing. 42 days and then she was ousted. Okay, let's get back to comic books. Listen, thank you so much, everybody in the chat. I'm loving the fact that you are all so engaged and jumping in with stuff. Let's bring it back to comic books a little bit. And I want to know, well, I don't want to know. Someone messaged on Instagram and said, what books are you currently reading? So what's on your current read list? It hasn't got to be a new book, I guess. It can be anything you're currently reading. Start with me. I read a lot. I read a lot of stuff electronically these days, and I skim read a lot of stuff. But the last stuff I can say I honestly enjoyed is, obviously I've talked about it an awful lot, Beneath the Trees, Avengers Twilight. Me and Efrain talked about that the other day. Is absolutely flaming phenomenal, and I'm interested to know people in the chat's thoughts. I am still reading Feral, but I can't not say the last issue bored us a little bit. It's starting to run its course a little bit. How about you, Efrain? What are you actually reading at the moment?
Peter and I, we've always talked about, how more and more we're into indie books. And I have been reading The Devil That Wears My Face.
Yeah.
We interviewed the creator of that. It was a really good storyline. I have been reading Avengers Twilight 2. And I did start getting into, I'm always going to be an X-Men fan, and I've been writing the Fall of X, and I've enjoyed it, because I always put the X-Men through hell. But there's one book that I stopped reading for a little while. I was going to talk about it when we did our show, Peter, the Advanced Order ones, like No Way, Thumbs Down, and I forgot to mention it, is I started reading Detective Comics, the most recent issues.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I'm just like, what the hell are they doing here, man? They started with a storyline, and I thought the story had ended for that issue, but then they go like the middle part of it is like a completely different storyline, a completely different artist. And then at the end, they go back to the original story of that book. And they've done it for about 2 or 3 issues. And I was like, this is so confusing. So I stopped reading it.
That's really interesting, Efrain. I have to be honest. I don't think I read a regular Batman book for years. I read if there's a special, like, don't get us started on Gargoyle or Gotham, but stuff like that I'll read. Yeah. But I don't pick up the kind of the monthly books anymore. I don't know. I just can't be chewed with it.
Reading that Detective Comics, like, what is going on here exactly? So it was just, I just got confused, so I stopped reading it. But I'm always, waiting. Fuzzy's here, so I am going to talk about Rodney Barnes' books. So I'm always going after his books, Philadelphia.
We'll have to
Star Wars too now.
Yeah. So, yeah. We'll have to try and get him for an interview. I know you've interviewed him before, but it would be cool to get him as an interview.
If he's at San Diego Comic-Con last year, for some reason I seen him, but I never went up to talk to him. I'm gonna go talk to him and ask him.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'll let you know what happens.
That'd be cool. How about yourself, James? Are you reading much at the moment?
Not much. I have a terrible habit of picking up something and reading 4 or 5 issues of it, like in a 10 issue run, and then stopping. It's to have a terrible habit for that. I have to pick it back up Elvira. I did read something lately. Bloodborne. I had like the entire run on single issues, and I decided I'm going to pick it up and read it. I hadn't read it yet. Really good. Really, really cool. I don't know if you dipped into that at all, no?
I think I've seen it, but I don't think I've read it.
There's a few different runs of it anyway, but I just read the original one. It's very like, it's explores some of the stuff from the game, like it's based on the video game. But it's just really cool. Like, it's a Victorian kind of gothic setting, and like there's werewolves and weird monsters and stuff like that. It's very kind of like Lovecraftian. It's cool.
Sounds up my tree. I have to check that one out. Just going to quickly jump to the chat. We've got lots of people talking about what they're reading at the moment, so let's have a look-see. Terry's reading JSA Volume 1 by Jeff Jones. Absolutely phenomenal. This is what got me hooked on Jeff Jones as a writer. I don't know, Efrain, have you read that run?
I might have, but I don't remember.
Pre-52, it's when they reintroduced the JSA, and it's just amazing. You get introduction to Stargirl and Owlman coming back. It's a really, really strong run, well worth a read. So yeah, that's a personal favourite of mine, Dead Man. And actually, one of the reasons I detest, or I didn't like when they did it, the changeover to New 52, because they scrapped the JSA, they just disappeared initially, and I felt like it was a real disservice to those characters, because that series had been so good. Ultimate Spider-Man is very good, very, very cool. I'm enjoying that. Transformers, Excellent Duke, Cobra Commander, superb. Void Rivals. Not read the Mandrake Project.
Me neither.
Not read that one, yeah. But the rest of them I'm reading, and yeah, all very good. Ed, The Deviant. Ed, let me know in the chat what you thought of the latest issue of The Deviant, because I don't know, it just felt out of place for me. It was like a flashback, but it was interesting. Once Upon a Time at the End of the World. I think, is that Jason Aaron? Haven't read that. Avengers Twilight, Beneath the Tree, Feral. Kill Your Darlings, and Something Epic. Both of which are superb. Great picks there. Great picks, Ed. I gave Feral 2 issues and I've chucked it. It's mid at best. Maybe if I hear great things, I'll get the trade. Von Hoot, I have to say, I was a big fan of it at the start. I know I kind of thought its cause got in its corner, saying give it a chance kind of stuff. But I have to say, it's not the strongest work from that creative team. Are you reading it, Efrain?
Which one, Feral?
Feral, yeah.
Not yet. I haven't even touched it yet, but I'm going to read it. So, I mean, it's by, what's his name?
Tony.
I've
I've forgotten the name of the guy.
I can't remember his name, but yeah.
But you know how with Stray Dogs, each issue made us want to rush to pick the next issue up.
Yeah.
Not getting that with Feral.
Okay.
It's a bit of a shame.
Great cover.
Oh, great covers. Yeah, great covers. Fuzzy. Dick Tracy. Yeah, Dick Tracy got me into this. Really, really enjoyed that, Fuzzy. It was a cool one. Mugshots. Can't remember that one. Is that the one you sent us the image of, Fuzzy? And it's about a daughter who gets kidnapped, and the brother-in-law comes back to try and hunt her down. Because if that's that one, I really enjoyed that, but I'm not sure what the name of it was. Sanctioned, Blown Away, all the AWO and Mad Cave Studios. Yeah, all very, very cool books. Agree about Feral. We'll finish the arc with 6. If 4 is better, I'm probably the same. Phantom Road I've not read. Fish Flies, not sure. It got better as it got on, I think. Uncanny Valley, really enjoying that. Have you reading that one, guys? Uncanny Valley?
No.
So Uncanny Valley, how to describe it? It's kind of Roger Rabbit-esque. So it's about a young lad who realises that his family are basically Looney Tunes type characters. So one day all the crows from kind of the Wicked Witch appear at his house to attack him and stuff, and then his granddad turns up, who's basically Yosemite Sam. So he's drawn as a normal character in a comic, and then you've got all the Disney-esque kind of characters. It's really interesting.
I think I read it. I remember.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Jason, there's tons of different apps, free and paid for apps. I'll maybe pull a list together and pop them online for people, because there's a whole host of different ones you can use. Not read modern comics since 2013. That's a good question, guys. Are current comics too expensive? You're looking at what? So for the latest crossover in Marvel, it's like £4 an issue. If you want the red band, it's £5 an issue. That's pricey for a comic, isn't it? What do you think?
Well, like with everything else, prices, inflation goes up, man. We're freaking almost, I pay like $4.50 for a gallon of gas here now in California. California is one of the most expensive states to live in the United States. I won't lie, yeah, it goes up, but somebody mentioned online. I read like 99. I don't even read books anymore. I read them all online.
Yeah.
And I do buy comic books still. I still buy modern books, not as much as I used to. I use this service though that gives me 35% off.
Yeah, you've used them for a long time, haven't you?
For a long time, and so I use them, and it's free shipping, and I don't know how they get away from it, but no taxes on it at all. So, but yeah, I still buy them, but not as much as I used to.
Chris is informing about Welsh voting systems. Really interesting stuff, Chris. Thank you for that. I sometimes forget that we've got different setups across the UK. It's interesting. Chris is a big collector of hardback books, omnibuses and the like that. I have to say that's my preferred reading style now. I read digitally, and if I like something, I'll pick it up in proper hardback format or omnibus format. I like the feeling of something big and hard in my hand.
For me, Kindle comics, like read mode, is the best. I think. Like I like Kindle. Kindle has like free comics on it.
Yeah, I don't think I've used a Kindle for years.
I have an app on my phone, a Kindle app.
Yeah.
So I just read on that. It's like there's like a comic book reading mode where it like stylistically cuts to the panels and stuff like that. It's cool.
It's
so
pretty cool.
I enjoy using that. Yeah.
It's almost like an animated cartoon for you.
Literally, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's pretty cool. Geiger and Red Coat have been very, very good. Rook issue 2 was very strong this week as well from the Ghost Machine universe. Very, very cool. Let's have a look. Oh, Fuzzy's saying the latest issue of Deviant was sold for me. Enjoyed it, but went back and read the first 4 issues beforehand. I'll probably go back and read it again then. So what I quite often get, guys, I don't know if you're the same, but if I read a comic and I don't particularly enjoy it, I sometimes give it a few days and go back and read it again, just in case I was in a mood or I sped read it or something the week before, which I do quite often, if I'm honest.
Do you guys read Space Coast?
Yes.
I haven't yet. No, I've not read it yet.
It's good.
I liked it. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I have to pick that up. I think I have it on my stack in the comic shop.
It looks interesting, but I've not managed to actually pick it up and read it yet, so I will get onto that one because I liked the sound of it. I did like the sound of it. Yeah, agree. I have to say comic books are not cheap at the moment. Not cheap at all. Wayne saying £6 a comic. So what's that? $7.50 or something, Efrain, for you per comic?
I see some starting at $3.99, $4 on up.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at that. Yeah. We have Space Ghost was fun, Space Ghost was mid, Space Ghost was poor. So it's very divisive.
Fuzzy, my biggest gripe in comics is the monthly releases. I don't understand why more can't be fortnightly. Also, delays and issues, it shouldn't happen. Me and Fuzzy have talked about this a lot in terms of the delays to comics. I think sometimes it's just unforgivable. Personally, I think particularly on some of these miniseries, so Batman Gargoyle of Gotham, I think we've got first issue out and then it just went nuts, and it's still just delay after delay. I don't understand how you can get to that state. It frustrates me. I say. Todd keeps the Spawn titles at a good price. That's good to know. Kenneth, nice to see you, Kenneth. Whoever it sounds, great Memorial Weekend, happy Memorial Day weekend. No, we said earlier on, Kenneth, we're very, very respectful of the people who've gone before. We are in this country as well. We don't have Memorial Day today. We have Remembrance Sunday. But yeah, certainly it's something that I'm personally very passionate about. Right, we're caught up. Okay, question. Sorry, Efrain.
Deadman asked me a question. When I buy a comic book, like say for $3.99, no, I don't pay taxes. And I don't go to a local LCS. I live here in San Diego. I'm in the West Coast, and I found this website, and they're in Chicago. And I don't know how they do it, but they give discounts on the books, and there's never a tax. And these are new books, and it's free shipping. And all I pay for is the book and the backboards and plastic bags if I ask for it, and that's it.
Hell of a deal, that, Efrain. Hell of a deal.
Doing it for years. I don't know how they get away with it, but they do. I never asked,
And whilst we're promoting people to buy books from, I have to say, and it's not because I'm on commission or anything like that, but Slabbed Crusaders here in the UK are a fantastic site for picking up your books, and you can get them stacked to save on shipping, and the prices are always absolutely spot on. So if you are looking for monthly books, please do, Slabbed or Unslabbed, please do check out Slabbed Crusaders. Fuzzy saying that Batman Gargoyle of Gotham, 2 issues since September. Why would anybody employ him again? Absolutely. It's just ridiculous. And Phil, nice to see you, bud. Speaking of delays, Inner Circle 2 came out a year after issue 1 and was still waiting for issue 3. This is my point. Why would you even bother? Do you know what I mean? Why? It's just mental. Okay, Von Hoot has got a really interesting question, which I will struggle with because, guys, I know James is going to be different. I'm not sure about Efrain, but I very rarely go to music concerts. The first concert I can remember going to see was at Whitley Bay Ice Rink, and it was Vanilla Ice. Do you remember him? Ice baby, ding ding. That was pretty cool. Worst concert, I went with my mother to see Barry Manilow. Oh Mandy, when you came and you came, yeah, saw that one. Oh Mandy, yeah, saw that one. It was pretty dire. Best concert, I'm gonna just because he's on I'm just gonna say it was probably when we went to see the Last of Us concert the other week. That was very, very cool. I enjoyed that. Efrain, I don't know about you. Are you a concert guy?
When I was younger, I used to go to concerts. So the first ones that I remember and the best were the group Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh yeah.
They had the best show. They used to do magic tricks.
Yeah.
During
Magic tricks,
like disappearing acts, and then somebody would come at the end of the concert hall, come running down. Just really great. I used to I still listen to their music. And also another group that I listened to, one of the best ones was Huey Lewis and the News. They're from the San Francisco Bay Area. I really got into them. Went Back to the Future, that era in the 1980s. I don't think I ever went to a really worst concert that I remember. So they're all good. I've seen Michael Jackson, the Jackson 5. Huey Lewis and the News, those types of music like that.
I didn't realize you'd seen MJ. I was absolutely obsessed with Michael Jackson back in the day around the time when he did Thriller and then Bad and things like that. I was obsessed with him. I thought he was superb, just an amazing showman.
If I could be at any concert throughout history, be the Bad tour, like to be front row for that. That'd be Dirty Diana and every
Dirty Diana.
Brilliant.
What about you then, James? What about your concerts?
See what counts as a concert? Because I go to gigs a lot. Is that a concert? Does that count?
Yeah, if you're in a, I mean, if it's an
only
arena,
like 20, if it's only 20 people. No, like it's not an arena in a bar, like a gig. Or like
No, it's got to be like a
arena.
commercial type arena.
Barely
Swear to
any
God,
of
don't
them.
say Sean James. Don't say Sean.
No, well, that's what I mean. That's a gig. It's not a
yeah,
concert.
yeah.
So I've not really been to man. I've been to see Tenacious D. I went to see Tenacious D when I was I snuck into one when I was like 15 or something like that, and then I went to see them properly. They were only opening for Metallica or something, so I literally left after Tenacious D because I just went to see them. And then they had a full concert here a couple of years ago, so I went to that, and that was brilliant. Like that was incredible. Yeah, just like because I know every word to every like Pick a Destiny song and everything. So like every time one of them came on, it was belted out loud. And there's like kind of animated stuff around the sides and stuff. So it's like an amazing production. And it was just cool seeing like Jack Black and Cal Gass like in the flesh. You know, like it was really, that was special. So I really enjoyed that. I don't think I've seen a bad concert. I remember I was doing a work thing. And like I used to work in a rugby club, and the whole pitch was hired out, and they put a stage up. And you know, 5. Everybody get up, sing it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is maybe like make you get down now. So like 5 or probably 6 or 7 years ago, there was only like 3 of them, and they went up and they like changed the lyrics to like 3 will make you get down now and stuff. So that was pretty funny. But I was like, it was fun to watch. So yeah, so first and best is Tenacious D, and then I suppose I'll say 5 for the worst.
I do have a worst concert. I just remembered. This is a world famous band, but I didn't want to go. And I think this was the beginning of getting my divorce. Not just kidding. It was U2. I just didn't like him. You know, I thought it was
In the name of love.
That's our national treasure. Efrain.
Yeah,
I know.
I mean,
that's me. I was like, oh my god, I didn't want to go to that concert at all, man. I was like,
he's a bit of a prick, him, but isn't he? Is it Bono? He's a bit of a, from what I understand. Are we allowed to say that, James, or does it upset you?
No, I think he's a prick as well.
Okay.
There was like one of the best. It's like it was probably the smallest one I was ever at. It was a few months ago, and it was these 2 musicians I was familiar with, and one was like a new guy, but they'd formed like a thing called, it was Try Softer, and it was like in a tiny bar, like there was maybe 12 people in the crowd like watching. We're all sat at tables, and there was a bit where the kind of main guy started singing. He did a cover of Killing Me Softly, and everybody sung along, and I was like got teary-eyed and stuff. I don't know why. It was just so beautiful, like that everybody kind of together sung it together. And
do you want to do it? Shall we do it now, James?
The way you did it.
Kill my finger one time, singing it. That's awful.
Killing me softly with his soul.
oh god.
Really, just beautiful. Like really was special. Like, and that's one. There was a camera guy there, and I was like, please don't fucking take a photo of me with like tears running down my face. So like, there's that, and a couple of other songs that, like, people were mostly there for him, and so he did as long as just the whole room sung along. Like he didn't even use microphones. It was an acoustic. They were like, just fuck the microphones, we'll just do it.
It's funny how some songs just hit that emotional, beat with you. I mean, we went to see Dear Evan Hansen. I don't know if you have seen that or that. And when they were singing Waving Through the Window, it just, honestly, ours to take away. It was just unreal. Actually, that's a great question. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to come to the chat. Whilst I'm doing that, have a bit of a think. I want to know, not what the best show is, but I want to know what the most fun you've had in the theatre. Whenever you come out and thought, do you know what, that was superb. So not a music festival, a theatre performance. Whilst you're thinking, Von Hoot, Ice Ice Baby, indeed. Wayne is saying his first concert was, oh Christ, Cliff Richards. Do you know Cliff Richards, Efrain? Cliff Richards? Yeah, probably for the best. He's an interesting character. Best gig would have to be everybody's favourite Donny Soldier, MC Devo. I don't know, who's that? MC Devo? I don't do music, you see.
Crystal Method.
I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. Pink. Oh, no, I'd like to see Pink in the live. I'm a big fan of Pink, actually. I think she's superb.
I heard her live because I was doing parking for a concert for her. So
right.
It's like I could hear her like from the like venue.
I think, the thing with Pink for me is I love her music, but I've seen her interviewed so many times that she just feels like a really grounded, switched on individual when she talks about her kids and her life and stuff like that. You know, she's impressive lady. Fuzzy seen MJ as well in '92. Wow, Fuzzy, I bet that was spectacular.
89, 92 was the sweet spot, I think. Like one of those two tours
before he had his dark days.
I forgot. I also went to go see Elton John and Billy Joel when they used to tour together. That was a really good concert.
Billy Joel. I'm happy you said Joel because people. I know loads of people that say Billy Joel, and I'm like, it's
really?
Elton John's an interesting one. Elton John's an interesting one because I like his music. I really do like some of his music, but then the more I hear him now, I can't understand a word he's saying. Do you know what I mean? He's like,
I've been doing for years. This was like 15, 20 years ago when they were touring together.
Yeah, you got like Tiny Dancer and what's the one I love?
Country to Country at the O2, very cool. Lady A was the worst. Lady A, who's that?
Antebellum?
Not sure. Oh, Iron Maiden, I bet they were pretty impressive. Pyro puppets, flamethrowers, costume changes, lead singer climbing into the rafters. Yeah, I bet that was what Jason. I would have loved to have seen this. Hugh Jackman live was supposed to be a phenomenal concert. Because he's a proper showman, isn't he? I've heard that was very cool.
He's the greatest showman. So.
You could argue that. I think it's been said before. Yeah. Gigs and concerts are the same. Von Hooter's confirming.
I don't think so.
Michael Jackson's Dangerous Tour, Leeds, Roundry Park. Oh, Jimmy Savile was there. Oh. Do you know who Jimmy Savile is, Efrain?
No.
Good. Again, that's for the best. Phil, you have to be rich now to go to gigs. At least drop the expensive cockaway. Yeah.
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover, actor. Yeah,
He's a rapper as well. He is a persona called Childish Gambino. Is his name?
Yeah.
So he's some like that. This is America. Don't catch you slipping up. Like it was a kind of really famous song a couple of years ago. I love his music, right? He announced a tour last week, and I went to get tickets. I was going to get me, and I was just going to buy a spare one if, like, Peter, you wanted to come over, or like bring one of my mates or something. So I was just going to buy two, 150 quid standing.
Wow!
Ticket. So I just got
obscene, isn't it?
I got one, and I'm going alone.
Bless you. So I wasn't worth it. Understand? That's what I've taken.
Peter.
I've taken from that conversation that not worth it. Thanks.
Physically couldn't afford it.
Ed. Was at Oasis
I just
when
bought
the
a
crowd...
desk, come on.
You and your desk. You know who you sound like. I was at Oasis when the crowd was urinating into plastic pint pots and throwing them. Delightful.
Yeah.
If Efrain tells me it was at Jimi Hendrix at Woodstock, I'd believe it. Efrain, were you at Woodstock?
Under 10 years old when Woodstock was around.
Yeah. Phil... Then for Peter's Christmas #1, he did those. God Almighty, do you remember that? That was dreadful when we filmed all those Christmas things.
I remember. Was it Mikey from MJ Comics was like out off key, like really badly off key, and like everybody was singing at a completely different speed, so it just didn't line up at all.
Yeah, it's a tough watch.
And a copy of ASM3.
Dead Man used to be on crew at the Bournemouth International Centre many moons ago. So many acts. Status Quo. I'd like to say Status Quo and the Monkeys, man. Yeah, the last tour they did a few years before Slade. Slade would be cool.
Love the Monkey song.
Yeah. C4. I like it when Bill Bailey takes the piss out of Edge from U2. Yeah. I like Bill Bailey actually. He does some incredible stuff. Quickly squinting through here. So Arnie-inspired metal band, Encore. I remember you talking about that, Von Hoot. I think you showed me a clip of this. And it looked absolutely crazy. Cliff Richard was our Elvis. He was not. That surely that honour goes to Tom Jones. Surely. You know who Tom Jones is?
Oh yeah.
Sure up to be loved by anyone. Hey, we're getting a proper musical rendition tonight. Dead Man, Spamalot. I've not seen Spamalot. I would have loved to have seen that back in the day. I have to see. Grey Man, Monsters of Rock 88, Halloween, Megadeth, Guns N' Roses.
Wow.
I like Guns N' Roses. Some big hitters there. Iron Maiden, Kiss. Grey Man was saying, James, we'll have to remember it for when Efrain comes over. He commented on my Camden visit. saying that there's some great live bands in Camden on a night time. So we'll have to, when we're back in November, we'll have to try and get there to see some of them.
We'll go a bit later then, have dinner at the market and go for music.
Alien Ant Farm, shite. Public Hour, yeah. Again, some cool ones there. Rocket Man's still a banger, it absolutely is. That's very true, Fuzzy. I'll give you that one, mate.
What's the one? There's one I love. Like my favourite album.
I mean, you'll have to narrow it down. He's done a few tunes in his time.
What's the one everyone loves? Fuck, give me a second. I'll find it.
Elton John song.
Yeah.
You can tell everybody.
Yes,
this
thank
is
you.
your
Yes,
song.
that's the one.
Sing
That
it,
is
was
the
that?
one. Yeah, your song. Yeah.
I do like that one as well. But though I prefer it when Ewan McGregor sings it. My first
What's he
concert.
singing?
He sings it in Someone Help Us, the movie, with Kylie Minogue and her that was married to Tom Cruise for a while, Nicole Kidman. Moulin Rouge. It's one of the things.
Kylie in Moulin Rouge.
Yeah, she's the fairy. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, MJ's straight there. Moulin Rouge, same mind. We're of the same mind. Public Enterprise was brilliant. Let's have a look. I think we're up to date. The singing at Spoons was pretty remarkable.
Finished Spotify, didn't we?
Yeah. We finished Spotify. I'm not sure everybody agreed with Mine Dead. I'm not sure the little man was overly happy. Camden's where I see most of my concerts. The Underworld one is my favourite places on the planet. Oh, I have to gonna add some of these to add this to the list. My favourite Elton John tune is Guy, and not because there's a little singing. I don't know that one. Which one's Guy? Anybody know which one Guy is?
I'm not sure.
I heard of it.
Not sure of that one, did man. Okay, chaps. I am wanting to wrap this up soon because I've got other stuff to do tonight, I'm afraid. But we've got loads of questions, so we'll add these and we'll do another one of these next month because I love these shows. Yeah, before we go, most fun you've had at a concert. I'll start off, and we'll end as we started with a little bit raunchiness, I guess. I absolutely love going to see the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I don't know if any of you guys have seen the Rocky Horror Picture. You know what the Rocky Horror Picture Show
I've
is.
seen the movie.
Part of it, yes.
Yeah. When I was 16 or 17, me and my mate went from school and we dressed up. So I had the full outfit on, the fishnets, the full shebang, and my dad gave her a lift. My dad was absolutely horrified. He got pulled over by the police on the way there. so we're sat in the back of his car in fishnets.
Like teen prostitutes.
It was horrendous. But I took my daughter, Jessica, a couple of years back to see it, her and her friend. And we sat there and I said, now, because she's been to the theatre. We go to the theatre a lot. We love the theatre. When I say that, not to kind of highbrow shit. We'll go to see Shrek and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? But we went to see it and I said, no, this is like nothing you'll have been to before, Jessica. I said, just be prepared for people shouting at you. Because if you've never been, guys, you really have to go because it's such good fun in terms of audience and participation. People shouting the lines out and people responding and stuff. And it was just amazing. Absolutely amazing. The guy from Blue was playing Frankenfurter. So that's mine. How about you, Efrain?
So best, what's the topic again? Best concert or movie?
Theater.
Neither of those, Efrain. The best theater.
You said concert a second ago.
The best kind of theater experience you've had.
Well, now, what do you mean by theater? Like a musical or just?
Yeah, so
or a play?
we would like a Broadway play or something like that. That's the kind of stuff we class as theater.
God, I've never been to one. I don't think I ever have.
You've never been to the theater?
No, that's when you're asking me. I think the first one we're gonna go see Back to the Future.
We should go see Hamilton.
Right at a theater.
I can't believe
never
you've
seen
never. Yeah, I
Hamilton.
can't believe you've never been to the theater to see a play.
New
No,
York, go to Broadway.
no. I just I
Efrain.
Well, now we have to do New York Comic Con and do a Broadway show then.
Yeah, now I need to do a Broadway show with you. See how that's what I have to say. It's one of my happiest points when I'm at the theatre. I was there, done a review, bit of a plug. Did a review, which is going to go live over on One Good Scare on Friday for a show me, my wife, daughter, and mother went to see called 222, which is a stage production, a play, but it's all about a ghost story, and it is just. I mean, Efrain, I know you're not you get a bit creeped out. There were points in this where nothing was happening. They were just talking. But the music, everything was so perfect. You literally felt yourself get colder and then the hairs on your arms start to stand up. It was just amazing. Really cool.
I might have gone to a play, but we're talking about over 40 years ago, so I
Yeah.
don't remember.
Yeah.
You know? So no, I've never been.
Very cool.
I've never gone to a play.
Well, we're going to take you to someone you come over, because there's a whole host of good ones. Let me know in the chat. Efrain's coming over in November. We're going to take him to the theatre in London. There's a whole host of different options we've got. We've got the Harry Potter shows. We've got Back to the Future. We've got From Far Away.
I'm throwing
We've
Hamilton
got
in there.
Hamilton. Hamilton's on. There's
I seen Hamilton on Disney, and I turned it off. I was getting bored. So sorry.
That's fighting talk. Efrain and James is going to be really upset.
Can you ask me what my favorite theater show that I went to see was?
Just 1 second, James. I'll get to you in a second. So in the chat, please let me know what show you think we should take Efrain to see. James, what's your favourite theatre show?
Goddamn Hamilton! It was. I loved
Hamilton
Hamilton on the West End. It was so good.
Alexander
so much fun.
Hamilton.
I'd purposely only, because I love the songs in it, and I purposely only listened to the first half, so the back half was completely new. And "Room Where It Happened" is in there. That's my favorite song in the whole thing now. It's just so much fun. It's like so glitzy and the lights and it's really funny. And, oh my god! I cry towards the end every time when "Quiet Uptown" starts. And
it's a heartbreaker song.
It's "Quiet Uptown."
Efrain, just shut your eyes, Efrain, and just imagine the scene.
Shut your mouth,
okay?
Efrain.
Just imagine the scene, Efrain. You're driving all the way from Newcastle all the way to, I don't know where the hell it was, Liverpool. It's hammering with rain. You can barely see. You're struggling to keep on the road. And Mr. Keegan spots your radio, presses it on, realises you've got the Hamilton playlist on. So decides to sing all 15 feckin' songs to you.
To finish Hamilton the whole way. Word got around. They said, "This kid is insane, man." It's a collection.
Anyway, moving on. Okay, guys. MJ Comics is saying, is that the time warp dance? Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. But the show is just stunning. My favourite Elton John song is the one with Robert one of my favourites. I want love. Just a different Nobody else know that one?
Oh, just a different kind of... Yeah.
Don't beat me up. Yeah, superb. Grey Man, I saw Rocky Horror in '89. Crikey, Grey. I bet that was that with Richard O'Brien? Because I think he stopped doing it around then, didn't he? I can't remember, but yeah, superb. You realise Rocky Horror was written by and performed by the guy who did the Crystal Maze? Do you know the bald man from Crystal Maze? No. God.
Are you talking to?
You? Keegan?
I don't know anything about Crystal Mazes.
You've never watched the Crystal Maze?
No, literally not once ever.
Efrain, have you ever watched the Crystal Maze? Follow me. Oh, God. Anyway.
I'm so shocked that Efrain found Hamilton boring. I think that's terrible. I'm really
like I said, I was just watching it on Disney Plus, and I'm like, what's the big hype about, man?
Yeah.
Because it's a genius. It's about your goddamn history, Efrain, as well. Like,
no, I don't think they really sang back then. So
yeah.
Thomas Jefferson's coming home.
Okay, Lion King is a suggestion by Ed Vick. Lion King is very cool. I like that.
You know which one I would like to see? It's always been a favorite of mine. And I've seen the movie back in 1960 and the remake by Steven Spielberg's West Side Story. I really love that song.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know if that's on actually. Is that on? We can have a look, but yeah, I don't think I've never seen that one, Efrain, so that's an interesting one.
Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd's going to be good.
Or In the Heights, I think it'd be good as well.
Yeah. Rocky Horror, the second best thing. See, he knows. Only beaten by the Crystal Maze. Exactly. MJ Comics is saying Back to the Future, the musical, is amazing. That's definitely on the shortlist. Definitely on the shortlist. Fuzzy's never been to the theatre. I've never fancied it. Oh, mate, it's superb.
Basically, me too. You know?
Yeah. I mean, apart from the cramped seats. But apart from that, it's very cool. Grey Man, we're going to see 22 at some point. Grey, do us a favour. I mean, you can watch our review on Friday over on One Good Scare because it's spoiler free. But apart from that, don't look for any other information about it. Go in completely blind.
Yeah.
Because you'll enjoy it more blind, I have to say.
It's coming here next month, I think. So I'm gonna
Yeah. You'll really enjoy it if you don't go in with any spoilers.
I'm not on my own. Is it scary?
Yeah. It's
actually
I'm
was
not
there
going
points
to
where you were like, oh, during it?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
okay,
There's
okay.
points where I went, ah, yeah.
That sounds cool. I like that
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah. Okay.
Music's phenomenal in it. Didn't see Women in Black, but I saw the Daniel Radcliffe movie, but I wanted to see Woman in Black. It looked very cool. Yeah, it looked very cool. MJ Comics, how long is Efrain coming down for? We've got him for around about a week, Efrain, I think, haven't we? We've got you Friday to Friday, so yeah, going to be great fun. We're going to do Thought Bubble convention first, and then we're going to head down to London and do some touristy type stuff. Dr. Von Hoot, I love Hamilton, but it is long. The second half drags. I can feel the rage. I can feel the rage. Matilda will be playing in November. I can't recommend it higher. Oh, that would be cool, Matilda.
I do really like that revolting children's song. I think that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, that would be interesting. The people want to sing. The people
Thank
want
you. Thank you.
one more song. One more. Someone from Blackadder, I knew from the young ones, who was in Rocky Horror. Very cool, very cool. I want to sing off with James, Battle of the Jameses.
I feel like James will come out with like a voice of an angel. On
Yeah.
It, so I don't wanna,
Have you seen James on some of my videos when he's singing? He's like, it goes from us looking kind of sweaty and horrendous, and then you cut to James, and he's like something from a boy band. Do you know what I mean?
He's got
like
that sharp jaw.
yeah, he's got the jaw, and
jawline
he's got the
going on,
voice,
you know,
and
like,
yeah, makes us sick. Yeah.
Soft hair. Like,
James isn't allowed into Wetherspoons until he's seen Crystal Maze.
Crystal Maze not a game show.
Start the fans, please. Yeah, but you can do a live. Oh, let's do the live experience. Start the fans, please. Mumsy. Yeah, I love Crystal Maze. No, they do a game show. They do a live experience.
Richard
now.
Adewale hosted once.
Yeah, he does it now. Yeah, he does it now. Yeah. James is going to come to Thought Bubble. Good stuff, mate. You will love it. It'll be great fun. Mousetrap's a good one. Yeah, Mousetraps. There's so many choice. Okay, last question, and then we're going to call it a night, guys, because me and James have got 3 friggin' things to record after this. Efrain, what? Well, we'll do everybody's drink of choice, but what's your drink of choice? Because we need to know it for the order.
If we're talking beers, you can give me a Corona right away, and I always drink a Corona with a lime. That's my go-to beer. I've always enjoyed it, But talking about my cocktail is Long Island iced tea.
See, I like a Long Island iced tea. I like a Long Island tea. My personal fit, I'll drink any kind of lager and stuff, but shots I quite like as well. But cocktail-wise, I would go for a Long Island iced tea, or I would definitely go for a mojito.
See, I think mojitos all
daughter
ice.
loves
man. It's
mojitos.
all ice. We've ordered a few times when we go, we tend to get a cocktail and we get a mojito. And it's just fucking ice. I'm gone in 3 seconds. Like,
Or anything that's free, Dr. Von Hoot. So yeah.
that's it. Exactly. Isn't it?
Yeah, mojito is nice. So James, what's your drink of choice?
I mean, any beer. I'm a big fan of Captain Morgan Tiki.
Yeah,
That's
that was
pretty
good the last time.
Cocktails, pina colada. That's my go-to.
Yeah.
I'll be drinking them now for the next few days. So.
James, can we share the story? I'm not going to share the story unless you tell me we can share the story. But James is not a fan of tequila from when we went to Liverpool.
It was after a buffet, to be fair. So,
I used to be in tequila a lot when I was younger. That used to be my go-to drink to get drunk.
I can't drink it.
Who sang that song? That used to be one of my favourite songs.
Tequila.
It makes me happy. Rock on tequila. No, who sang that one?
I know the song you're talking about.
Oh, MJ Comics, of course you can share. So when we went to Liverpool, we had a few drinky poos in the bar. In a very, very, I mean, Efrain, I know you have some high class establishments in the States, but we have really high level, high expensive posh bars called Wetherspoons, and it's like where the creme de la creme go. Do you know what I mean? And we were drinking in there, and I think we were on cocktails or some shit. You were on
with
the
pictures of cocktails, jugs of cocktails.
Yeah.
And then we'd just come out. We went for dinner in Liverpool. We'd just come out of a buffet. So we all just stuffed ourselves. The bar was across the road. So we shuffled over from stuffing our face for 2 hours to the cocktails, drinking cocktails, and then.
But had a few shots, hadn't we? We'd had a few shots, I think. Yeah. And then I went to the bathroom, so I missed the excitement. But James Mack decided to buy some shots of tequila, I think.
I think it's I think so.
Oh, you can tell because you witnessed it. I didn't witness it.
He regurgitated a little bit into his glass. And I think I was the only person that saw it, and I just pointed and laughed. I laugh at that. But like, this is
Animal.
It was. I've seen worse. I've done worse. I've not even probably like last year. I was in a bar. In that bar we went to with the big outside area.
Yeah.
I was sitting there with a pint glass, and I was taking this last swig, and I threw up into the glass. Literally filled it to the brim. And I remember the glass was warm. Started getting warm, and I like left it on the table, and I'm just like, I hope nobody like saw it, and because it just looked like beer, because it was just beer. I'd thrown up, and I was like, imagine somebody like picks that up, because people drink swipe in places like a lot. That's the thing over there, Efrain.
Drink swipe?
Like people just like if they don't have a drink, they'll go and nick half a drink off a table. Like,
say that again.
So like say in a bar,
we call it mind sweeping. So
right.
Basically, if you're a bit tight or you haven't got much money or whatever, you work your way around the bar looking for drinks people have left when they've left the building or whatever.
Okay.
And you grab a pint which has maybe got a couple of inches of alcohol still in it and drink that.
Never. I've never done that. And I never will.
You say that, Efrain. Wait until you've had 14 shots of banana
and the bar
tequila
closed.
or something in the bar's shirt at Wetherspoons, and you're standing in your undies sinking television or something. Yeah. Sick pints. Okay, guys. Fuzzy's never heard that in your life. Oh, Fuzzy, man. Minesweeping. We used to do it all the time.
Sorry, it wasn't tequila. It was Sambuca.
Sambuca, was it?
Sambuca, yeah.
Yeah, can't beat Sambuca. Okay, guys, listen, we're nearly gone to an hour and a half here. Thank you so much, everybody. We've got loads of questions that we haven't got through yet, so I'm going to keep those, and we'll do this again next month because it's been great fun. Huge thank you to everybody in the chat. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. Couldn't do it without you, so thank you so much for that. Please go check out Efrain's latest videos. Efrain, what's happening on your channel that you want to tell people about?
Well, this coming Monday, it's going to be on both of our channels. One of my friends, he goes by the Nando Knight, and he basically became a full-time vendor, comic book, selling comic books at shows. And we're going to interview him to see, how he decided to do all that. It's a big step in life. Yeah. He's like in his mid-30s, and he just did like a 180. And we're going to go through his process, why he did that. And I've seen him at conventions. He really loves doing it. It's a passion because he always wanted to do it. So we're going to interview him next Monday at 12 o'clock your time, 8 p.m. your time, 12 o'clock my time. So that's coming up.
Sorry, mate. So that's next Monday, interviewing. That's going to be really cool. That means I will be moving my toy show over to the following Monday. So that'll be the following Monday, which works for you, James, because you're away next Monday, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah. So that'll be next Monday on mine and Efrain's channel. We'll do it live together. Yep. Over on my channel, Wednesday night at 9 o'clock, we're relaunching This Is My, and we've got James Mack from MJ Comics on. We'll be talking all things comic books, toys, movies, all that kind of stuff, and he'll be showing off some of his collectibles. If you want to be on that show in the future, drop us a line on Instagram. Really keen to talk to as many people as possible. Haven't got to be a comic book collector, can be anything you want. As ever, I've got tons of videos coming out day by day, different stuff. James, what's happening over on One Good Scare?
We had I'll Be Right Back on The Strangers. Went up yesterday, so pretty proud of that one. And check that one out. It's funny because we recorded it before seeing the new one, but I edited it after seeing the new one. And it's like, oh, some of this hasn't aged well, so I threw a few little gags in there, like when we say something that's particularly like not accurate. Yeah. And then our review of chapter 1 will be, I think, tomorrow. That's going up about 7 o'clock, and then Friday is your 222 review. Yeah. Then the following Tuesday-ish, we'll have I'll Be Right Back on Wishmaster, and then we'll have One Good Scare Live on the Friday because I'm back by then. So
good stuff. So lots going on. Okie dokie, chaps. We'll call it a night. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you to you guys for being part of this as usual, and we'll catch you all next time. Take care. Bye.